On the news, 3 dead in Port Harcourt helicopter accident. Tingran Gambrian leaves Nigeria after 8 months of unlawful detention. And President Tinubu writes Senate to confirm Bianca Ojukwu and 5 others as minister. Thank you for joining us on the news on TV360 Nigeria. I'm Tamilore Akinkwole. A tragic helicopter crash in Port Harcourt, Rivers State has claimed the lives of 3 individuals, with search and rescue efforts ongoing for the remaining 5 passengers. The incident occurred at 11:22 a.m. on Thursday when a helicopter operated by East Wind Aviation crashed along waterways near Bonny Finima in the Atlantic Ocean. The helicopter was en route from Port Harcourt military base to the Numantan oil rig. According to a spokesperson for the Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Odutayo Oluseyi, the helicopter had 8 people on board when it ditched into the waters. Now, rescue teams have been deployed and 3 bodies have been recovered so far. The Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau, NSIB, and the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority have been alerted, and authorities are working to uncover the cause of the accident. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has expressed optimism about the newly established Livestock Development Ministry's potential to transform Nigeria's livestock sector, achieving what he described as grace from grass. Speaking at a 2-day stakeholders consultative workshop on livestock reform held at the Presidential Villa in Abuja, President Tinubu assured over 350 industry stakeholders of his commitment to attract foreign investment and fully support the sector's transformation. He emphasized the need to shift from subsistence livestock farming to a commercialized industry similar to other developing nations.
Our shared mission is clear. We aim to transform the livestock from its current subsistence model into a thriving, commercialized industry like other developing world. Yes, we can do it. We can bring prosperity to our people. We can feed our children. We can, from grass, we can achieve grace. We can contribute so much to the Nigerian gross domestic product and provide decent jobs.
Our hope is that engagement with critical stakeholders would be a continuous process, and all hands need to be on deck to ensure a well-considered reform process and its seamless and successful implementation.
Today's gathering is a testament to our collective resolve to address the critical challenges facing the livestock industry in Nigeria. As we all know, livestock farming plays a pivotal role in our food security, nutrition, and livelihood of millions of Nigerians. This consultative forum offers us a unique opportunity to chart a new course for the livestock sector through comprehensive reforms that are inclusive, innovative, and sustainable along the commodity value chains.
Binance executive Tingran Gambrian has returned to the United States after spending 8 months in detention in Nigeria. The charges brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) were dropped in court in Abuja on Wednesday. Gambrian, who had been held at Kuje prison, was released on Wednesday night, and his family expressed relief, particularly as his health had deteriorated during his time in detention. Richard Teng, CEO of Binance, also released a statement expressing relief over Gambrian's release and emphasizing the company's commitment to working with global regulators to ensure compliance in evolving digital asset space. Gambrian will now be able to receive the medical attention he urgently requires as he reunites with his family. In a wide-ranging Federal Executive Council FEC meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu on Wednesday, the Nigerian government announced significant ministerial restructuring and approved several major infrastructure projects. To enhance administrative efficiency and deliver on the promises made to Nigerians, President Bola Tinubu approved the immediate implementation of 8 significant actions. Now, this next report brings a comprehensive coverage of the key developments from the meeting. Key among the decisions from the Federal Executive meeting is the renaming of the Ministry of Niger Delta Development to the Ministry of Regional Development. This newly established ministry will now oversee all regional development commissions, including the Niger Delta Development Commission. The FEC also approved the scrapping of the Ministry of Sports Development, with its functions being transferred to the National Sports Commission to foster a vibrant sport economy. In a major educational initiative, the FEC approved the printing of 1 million science textbooks for public secondary schools across the country. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Eniken Lokpobiri, presented the memo on behalf of the Petroleum Technology Development Fund, PTDF.
For us to match up with the rest of the world, we needed to build a capacity at the secondary school level. And this program is meant to print 1 million textbooks, science textbooks, that will be distributed to all the local government, 774 local government areas in the country, and also to support the 104 unity schools that we have in the country, and then the 122 special schools, secondary schools that we have in the country. This memo was brought before council, and it was approved by council. Essentially, what is important is that this is to support and build capacity at the secondary school level.
The Minister of State for Gas Resources addressed concerns about CNG bus conversion costs, noting the prices remain high due to imported conversion kits.
I believe the more we have private investors coming in to take advantage of this CNG project, the price would drastically come down. For now, that is the price because it is imported.
The Council also approved 78.35 billion naira for the construction and rehabilitation of the Buruku Boko water supply in Benue State and Greater Duste water supply project in Jigawa State.
This is aimed at serving about 1.5 million people of Jigawa State. And these projects will be powered using solar energy. Using solar energy, what is aimed is at reducing that emission of carbon dioxide. As we all know, this is a key factor in bringing about climate change.
Addressing infrastructure projects, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, says critical routes such as Shagamu-Ore-Bini Road and Abuja-Kano Highway have been prioritized. Umahi, however, issued a stern ultimatum to Julius Berger, demanding acceptance of government's offer within 7 days or risk contract termination.
FEC had earlier on approved the Berger section, which is 162 kilometers. For 740 billion. Now we have not had it so good with Berger because we've been negotiating with them since September 2023. But yesterday we said this negotiation must come to a stop, and so we're giving them 7 days. If after 7 days they don't accept, our offer, which is the highest so far in the country, then we have no any other option than to issue them 14 days termination notice in accordance with the contract laws.
This sweeping reforms and infrastructure project marks one of the most significant policy shifts in recent months, with ministry reorganization, educational initiatives, and major infrastructure developments. The Tinubu administration appears to be accelerating its reform agenda. Tamilore Akinkolie, TV360, Lagos. The Special Advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, has explained the rationale behind the dismissal of 5 ministers from the President's cabinet. In an interview on Thursday, Onanuga revealed that the sack was based on a public scorecard which reflected the performance of the ministers. He noted that President Tinubu had always planned to revamp the cabinet and had informed the ministers that their role would be a subject to performance appraisal. Onanuga said that Adisa Bala Usman, the President's Special presidential advisor on policy, was tasked with leading the appraisal, which utilized technology to gather public feedback on the ministers. The cabinet reshuffle, which took place on Wednesday, October 23rd, saw 5 ministers dismissed, 10 rearranged, and 7 new ministers designated appointed. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has submitted 7 ministerial nominees to the Senate for confirmation. The request was presented during Thursday's plenary by Senate President Godswill Akpabio, a former ambassador to Spain, Ojukwu Bianca, and permanent member of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, if confirmed, will be the second opposition party member in the Federal Executive Council, FEC. Akpabio referred the nominees to the Committee of All for further consideration, with reports suggesting that the screening may occur next Wednesday during plenary.
I am pleased to forward to the Senate the underlisted 7 nominees for confirmation as ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. They are Dr. Nentawe Jilwada, Muhammadu Maigari Dingyadi, Bianca Odinaka Odumegu Ojukwu, Right Honorable Yusuf Abdullahi Atta, Idi Mokhtar Mahai, Dr. Jumoke Oduwale, Subaba Said Ahmad, PhD. While I hope that this request will receive the usual expeditious consideration of the Senate, please accept the distinguished Senate President and distinguished Senators the assurances of my highest regards. Yours sincerely, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President, Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This correspondence is referred to the Committee of the Whole for consideration as soon as possible.
Following months of deliberation, the Kebbi State government has officially approved a new minimum wage of 75,000 naira for every civil servant in the state. This was announced during the presentation of the Minimum Wage Committee report set up by the state governor Nasiri Idris. The governor signed off on the initiative as witnessed by the labor leaders led by President of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero, and the National Executive Council NEC on Wednesday at the Kebbi State Government House. TV360's correspondent Victoria Konde completes the story in this next report.
The 75,000 naira new minimum wage comes as a relief to public servants in Kebbi State who have been severely impacted by Nigeria's cost of living crisis. This amount is a slight increase from the federal government's approved amount of 70,000 naira. The secretary to the state government, Yakubu Bala, had earlier revealed that the agreement was reached after extensive meetings between the state executives and the labor union. Speaking on Thursday at the Kebbi State Government House, Governor Nasir Idris affirmed that the welfare of Kebbi State workers remains a top priority.
You people have witnessed the signing of minimum wage into law. And I have directed the Commissioner of Finance, Accountant General, Commissioner of Local Government, that salaries of October, Kebbi State workers should start enjoying minimum wage. And I have given you 72 hours to ensure that every worker gets his new minimum wage.
While lauding the governor for implementing the increase, the NLC president stressed that the union will continue its efforts until more states approve suitable wages for their workers.
Let me say that some states do neither this nor this. Some do either this or this. But Kebbi is doing all. It's not like you construct roads and you no pay salary or you no do education. But I'm seeing all this jointly, kind of hybrid, do this, do that. So we are proud of you. The labor movement is not a movement that flatters. It is a movement that talks to their members and their leaders direct to the face. And on that, I have to commend your level of accessibility. Of all functionaries that I have met, I have not seen the one that is accessible as the governor of Kebbi State.
You can witness today, he give us directives in the next 72 hours. We made ensuring payment of 72,000 minimum. Well, 75, so the same.
According to the Kebbi State government, the new minimum wage would take effect from October salary with immediate payment to be made within 72 hours. Victoria Akonde, TV360 News, Lagos.
We'll go on a short break here, but still to come, Nigeria's Super Eagles soar in latest FIFA ranking, moves 3 places higher. Details of the story after this break.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
When you go into public office, you must be ready to answer to the people.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On Digi360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians are saying in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
Digi360, dissecting the issues.
Welcome back. Now here's a quick recap of our top stories. A helicopter crash occurred in Port Harcourt, Rivers State on Thursday, claiming the lives of 3 individuals. The helicopter, operated by East Wind Aviation, was en route from Port Harcourt Military Base to the New Methane oil rig when it dished into waters near Boni Finima at around 11:22 a.m. Of the 8 people on board, 3 bodies have been recovered while search and rescue operations continue, involving multiple agencies, including the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau. We also informed you that Ingrid Gambrian, the Binance executive, has been released after 8 months of unlawful detention in Nigeria, with charges against him dropped by the Nigerian Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC). The decision to discontinue the case was based on diplomatic considerations and the recognition of Gambrian's role as an employee of Binance Holdings Limited. Following his release, Binance CEO Richard Teng welcomed Gambrian's release, emphasizing the company's commitment to compliance and support for Nigeria's blockchain potential. Now, in case you missed any of the news bulletin or for more updates, you can catch us on Limas World TV and AVO TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery and Apple Store. On Facebook, we are TV360 Online. It's time for business news, and Victoria Conde is on standby. What's the latest, Victoria?
Thank you very much, Tammy. Welcome to Business News. Well, the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by the President Bola Tinubu has approved the establishment of the Creative Economy Development Fund to pool resources for those in the creative industry. Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy Annatu Musawa reviewed this shortly after the meeting, which was held at the council chambers of the Presidential Villa, Abuja. She said the ministry has gotten commitment from Afrexim Bank to a tune of $200 million to kickstart the fund.
This is a special purpose vehicle that will allow members within the creative economy to have access to funding and also use their IP as collateral in terms of monetization. We identified very early on that the very basic structures in order for us to really tap into the potential of the creative economy was missing. So we got to work in putting up those structures. IP policy is one of those very basic structures that was missing. We are working together with the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment and with the Ministry of Justice to ensure that we deliver IP policy, hopefully within maximum, at the very last phase, within the next 2 weeks. So that IP will allow creatives to use it to get collateral, to get access to funding. And again, one of the things that we identified was that members of the community, the creative community, cultural and creative community, have absolutely no access to funding. So this is a special purpose vehicle that will give them funding, that will be able to allow us to leverage funding that we're getting. We already have commitment, for example, from Afrexim Bank that has committed to giving us $200 million.
Still on business, the Nigerian government has reported a significant revenue performance of 12.6 trillion naira as of August this year. The Director General of the Budget Office of the Federation, Tanimu Yakubu, disclosed this at a meeting with foreign investors on the sidelines of the ongoing annual meetings of the IMF and World Bank in Washington, D.C. According to him, the pro-rata budget projection for the month of August was 13.1 trillion naira, while actual performance was 12.6 trillion naira, resulting in a 500 billion naira deficit. Speaking further about fiscal performance, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, said that things were much better than they were when the present administration met them. We'll go on a short break now and be back with stock market report. Welcome back. It's the fourth trading day of the week and the Nigerian equities market continues its impressive winning streak, delivering robust performance and boosting investor confidence. The market recorded a 0.25% increase, bringing the total market capitalization to 60.12 trillion naira. A total of 122 NGX listed equities were traded, with 28 stocks closing as gainers as 19 as losers. Access Holdings led the gainers with a remarkable 9.95% surge, closing at 22 naira 10 kobo per share, and was followed closely by the Academic Press, which closed at 3 naira 14 kobo per share. By the close of today's trading session on the Nigerian Stock Exchange market, over 400 million volumes of shares exchanged hands in 9,221 deals, amounting to a market value of over 15 billion naira. And when this is compared to the previous trading day, which is Wednesday, the 23rd of October, today's figures reflect a significant 41% increase in volume, a 90% boost in turnover, and a 16% rise in the number of deals. Now, turning to the global stage, it's a bag of mixed results here, as the UK's FTSE and Japan's Nikkei finally broke their losing streak, posting their first wins of the week, while the US Dow Jones ended the day in bearish territory. Now, on the foreign exchange market, the Naira remains under pressure, with the black market rates pegging the dollar at 1,335 Naira, the British pound at 2,260 Naira, and the euro at 1,855 Naira. That wraps up the business and stock market report. Back to you, Tammy, for the rest of the news.
Thank you for that update, Victoria. On the global scene, the wife of Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan has been released from jail on Thursday, 9 months after she was imprisoned alongside him in the run-up to elections. And the days before the February poll, she was convicted of graft and illegal marriage alongside opposition leader Khan in what he claimed was a campaign to sideline him from the vote. Following the election, the illegal marriage case collapsed on appeal and her graft sentence was suspended. She was bailed on another pending case on Wednesday, allowing her to work from Adila jail, where Khan remains imprisoned. Still on the foreign scene, Italy's leading bank has reached a deal with trade unions for 9,000 voluntary job cuts, around 10% of its workforce, due to the expansion of artificial intelligence, AI, and digitalization. At the same time, the bank plans to hire by mid-2028 some 3,500 young new employees to work in wealth management, it said in a statement on Wednesday. The bank said it would take a €350 million charge against fourth quarter earnings to finance the departures, but that the provisions would not affect its guidelines for a net profit above 8.5 billion euros in 2024. And on sports, the Super Eagles have moved up 3 places in the latest FIFA ranking, soaring to 36th in the global pecking order. Nigeria, who defeated Libya by a lone goal in 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers earlier in the month, are now 4th on the continental rankings. On the overall continental rankings, the Atlas Lions of Morocco led Africa, while they are 13th in the world and followed by Senegal, Egypt, Nigeria, and Algeria, completes the top 5 teams on the continent. On the global scene, Argentina still occupies the top spot and is followed by France. Spain took the 3rd position, while England and Brazil and Belgium makes up the top 6 in that order. Still on sports, Spanish police says they have arrested 4 males suspected of inciting an online hate campaign targeting Real Madrid star Vinicius Jr. before last month derby at Atletico Madrid. The viral social media campaign before the September 29 clash encouraged Atletico fans to arrive at the club's stadium and utter degrading and discriminatory insult with racist connotation. Participants were urged to come wearing masks to thwart attempts to identify them, police added in a statement. Now, the investigation began at the start of this month following 3 complaints by La Liga, and 4 male suspects of inciting hatred were arrested on October 14 and 15. And that wraps up our bulletin on the news. Many thanks for watching. See you again next time.